business is that business owners know the value of time. This doesn't mean that they shut out everything, only the things that could harm their business. And they're not open to everything, only that which can help their business.
That was Tara Scott, America's #1 business resource consultant. In today's Business Briefs for Advocacy and Awareness, he shares the most up-to-date information sources, giving you the first and most important bullet points and then supplying you with the links to the article if you want more in-depth information. With Tara Scott's Business Briefs for Advocacy and Awareness, you save time by following through on only the issues which pertain to you, your business, and your interests. As always, feel free to share this information. Here's Tara.
This is Tara Scott, and welcome to Business Briefs for Advocacy and Awareness. First, let's talk about falling. Yes, falling. Gravity has always been enemy number one, and it rears its ugly head as we get older. A monitorformom.com, a home health monitoring company, states the #1 reason for admission to a trauma center for people aged 60 and over is a fall. In reality, falling happens to people of all ages. According to the National Council on Aging, every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in the emergency room for a fall. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. With urgent care in your hand, with any emergency, falls or home intruders, for example, you can just push the button and thrive with immediate support and assistance. The GPS locator within your device allows our team to track your exact location when we contact emergency services. Our EMT operators will stay on the line during emergencies to reassure and advise you until a responder is there to take over. Find out more about the various home health monitoring systems available to you through a monitorformom.com. All right, well, let's get going on these articles. And again, I'll give you some short briefs on these particular articles. The first one, we're going to be with Kiplinger.com. I'll give you that website link. And the title is 21 RS Audit Red Flags. And so I don't know if I'll go through all 21, but I'll give you that link. And if you think this is of interest to you, you can follow through on your own. The first one is failing to report all taxable income. Now, right now, of course, I'll have another link here too, because the credit unions and financial institutions are all going to be asked, if this new law that they're proposing goes through, that everyone who has $600 in their account needs to report it to the IRS. Any of your actions, deposits, withdrawals, that sort of thing. $600 isn't very much money, but what they're doing is they're making an excuse saying that this is going to help pay the infrastructure, structure, whatever, to kind of help build bridges and that sort of thing. That's their excuse. Anyway, that's another link so that you can go ahead and get more information about that. But failing to report all taxable income, they're going to know everything about you real soon anyway, if that goes through. The next one is making a lot of money. And like I said, they must think $600 is a lot of money. That is the threshold where if you're a subcontractor, you do have to report that $600. If you make anything over $600, then you need to report that as income. And so what is a lot of money? I don't know. The IRS has been lambasted for putting too much scrutiny on lower income individuals who take refundable tax credits and ignoring wealthy taxpayers. So you can see their point of view here with Kiplinger. Now the next one, number 3, taking higher than average deductions, losses, or credits. I know that some people like to go ahead and err on the low side when they do that so that they can avoid an audit. I don't know if that works or not. And the next one, taking large charitable deductions. And I try hard to make sure that I'm tithing. Pretty much you can take a look at what my tithing amount is and just multiply that by 110%. You should have a pretty good clue as to how much I'm making. So I don't know if that'll flag something for me. Donating a conservation or facade easement. Wow. Well, let's see here. If you've donated a conservation or facade easement to charity, or if you're an investor in a partnership, LLC, or trust that made such a donation, chances are very good that you'll hear from the IRS. Okay. 6 of 21, running a business. Well, hello. Just because you're running a business means you're going to get an audit? Possibly. Claiming rental losses. All right. Well, it seems like a lot of landlords, that's why they're in business, is to write a lot of things off. Non-filers. Well, if you're a non-filer, what can we say? So anyway, I'll give you one more. 9 of 21. Writing off a loss for a hobby. Oh boy, don't do that. So anyway, they've got, let's see, 11 through 21, you're going to have to take a look on your own, having to do with that particular link that I'll give you. All right, now the next one comes from NFIB, the National Federation of Independent Business, and this is an email that I have received. And if you've been on any of their webinar series, you probably will get an email like this as well. Now, if you're not familiar with NFIB, they are the voice of small business and have been for over 75 years. I certainly recommend that you become a member if you're a business owner and you're not yet a member. The dues are very affordable. Again, you'll check on this link, but they're very cool about everything. They understand that business owners are busy. So I've gotten this email. Do you still want to receive emails about NFIB's webinar series? I say yes, because of course I'll bring that information to you. NFIB regularly holds free webinars that are open to the public and feature experts in taxes, regulations, federal programs, legal issues, and a whole lot more. And we've noticed that you've opted into emails about our webinar series, but you haven't registered or attended any of them yet. Oh, I've been on some of them. Anyway, so we're wondering if you wanted to update your NFIB communication preferences. And what I'll do is I'll give you a link so that you can take part in those webinars. You'll be notified as to when they happen. All right, now let's move on to what I've already alluded to, which is the $600 IRS reporting provision. And I'm going to the CUNA, the Credit Union National Association website, and I first found out about it because I use several credit unions myself, and when I tried to log online, I got this big message. So I did some more information research and found this out for you. And I will give you the link of this. It's on CUNA's website. And Grassroots Action Center tell Congress to oppose the new IRS reporting provisions. So what it is one proposal under consideration would require credit unions and other financial institutions, so don't think if you're working with a bank that you're immune to this, to report to the Internal Revenue Service how much money has gone into and out of accounts holding more than $600. So they go on to say very quickly here, this would violate the consumer's personal privacy, and financial institutions, particularly those in rural and low-income communities, would face unnecessary and expensive regulatory hurdles that could make it unattainable to serve those consumers already left behind by the Wall Street banks. And then thirdly, it states, the government relies on decades-old data systems to store and secure IRS information. These systems have already been compromised in recent years, and the addition of this type of data only increases the likelihood of a future breach. What's interesting about this is they do have a place here where you can compose a message, mix it up a little bit, and then actually just push a button and send it to your congressperson. And another thing too, NFIB has been fighting these kind of things for small business, like I said, for over 75 years. And this is something that affects small business owners, but also now it's coming to not just Main Street, but your home street. This is for every person, every employer, employee, consumer, resident, American citizen. So go ahead and check this out. This is very important. Okay, a few things from the NFIB website. NFIB President Brad Close in the Hill, don't get the small business deduction. Brad Close notes how the small business deduction is one of the most important small business tax reforms in decades, and that if it is cut or ended, it would hurt small businesses from hiring, expanding, and potentially even staying open. So, listener, you may not know about this, but NFIB was the only organization that stood up and got this 20% deduction for small businesses. Otherwise, it was just going to go to the C Corps and up. So this now is for S Corps down, all the way down to just individual self-proprietorships. And everybody has been basking in the sun, so to speak, with the 20% deduction. And it may not seem like we're just enjoying so much with all of the regulations and everything, so that we almost don't notice that 20% deduction. But if that goes away, it's going to be like a tax increase of 20% plus the other taxes on top of that. So I will give you the link for that. Second one from NFIB.com, the latest NFIB COVID-19 survey. Half of small business employers report supply chain disruptions are significantly impacting their businesses. Supply chain disruptions and the staffing shortage have become substantial issues for small businesses across the country, said Holly Wade, Executive Director of NFIB's Research Center. Small employers are making business operation and hiring adjustments in order to compensate for both of those issues. This is a very interesting article, and Holly Wade has been one of the presenters in those awesome webinars. And thirdly, NFIB, Biden vaccine mandate forces small businesses to coerce employees. NFIB, the nation's leading small business advocacy organization, sent a letter yesterday to Labor Secretary Marty Walsh regarding President Biden's recent rule that requires all companies with 100 or more employees get their employees vaccinated, tested, or fired. And the letter can be found on the website. It starts out on September 9th, 2021. President Biden announced in a speech on COVID-19 that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. Now, I won't read the rest of this article. I will give you that link. But the other thing is the cost of just the weekly testing is astronomical, and small businesses can't afford that at all. So anyway, I try not to be partisan or biased one way or the other. I'm just stating the facts here. So go ahead and, like they say, some people say and some people don't say it, but do your research. Okay, let's take a quick break here. And some of you probably know that I'm considered the hybrid ABC business resource consultant. And ABC stands for, the first one is advocacy, and that's why you're here listening to this broadcast. And secondly, branding and getting your message out there. This is something I've done for well over 30 years. And the other thing, of course, is cash flow strategies. Now, what I'm talking about right now is branding. I have a personal site called brandingmore.com, and I work with a company called Bankers Advertising Company. They've been around for 125 years, and I know that some days I just look that old, but no, I wasn't there when they started. But anyway, I changed up my offering of imprinted branding items with a fresh-looking Facebook page. You can join in our celebration of all of the great changes of this past year. And there have been some great changes in my part of that B for branding. You can actually enter to win a $25 Amazon gift card. Now, if we get 500 new likes, the win becomes 50. And if we get 1,000 or more new likes, the win becomes $100. All you need to do is like our page, tag 2 friends in your comment, and share. That's it. We'll draw a name on Monday, December 13th, so you have plenty of time for your holiday shopping. So I'll give you the link for that, and let's get back to a couple more of these awesome articles, and then I'll let you go for today. The SBA announces $5.4 million in prizes in support of inclusive entrepreneurship. The Small Business Administration, the SBA, has announced a combined total of $5.4 million in awards for its Growth Accelerator Fund competition and new small business innovation research catalyst component. SBA awards $5.4 million in business grants prizes for inclusive entrepreneurship, and what they're talking about is it recognizes and emphasizes the importance of entrepreneurs and what they play in the creation of jobs and economic growth in the United States. And with the right resources, entrepreneurs, especially those in underrepresented communities, can be developed and continue to play a pivotal role in the economy. Small business group to sue Biden over vaccine mandates. According to JCN, it is filing the lawsuit along with some of its small business members, which will be supported by the newly created Job Creators Network Foundation's Legal Action Fund. The goal of the fund is to help defend small businesses from issues that hurt or limit their ability to succeed. And forcing small businesses to carry out the Biden national vaccine mandate can interfere with their operations, thus hurting their ability to succeed. A Pennsylvania business owner is being forced to pay back PPP loan because the bank overextended. And so Jesse Belosi, a co-owner of Clean Day Housekeeping, told WPIX-TV she was dumbfounded, just completely dumbfounded, and understandably so, because her business will now have to pay part of the $31,500 back. Now, again, NFIB was out there helping small business owners with webinars and information like you just cannot believe. They were just doing a great job with this. And another thing I just mentioned earlier, that I'm the ABC consultant. The letter C is cash flow strategies. I have been helping businesses as a consultant, and I'm a partner with Stride Solutions out of Michigan, and we help people so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. So anyway, if you want more information about that, take a look. I'll probably have a link for that as well too. But anyway, this is just crazy. Bolonzi told WPIX-TV, if you take out a loan on your house, they don't come back a year later and say that we've changed our mind on how it's going to be paid back. Well, another thing too is that the IRS, first of all, this was not taxable, this loan. And after all of these people, these business owners got that, then the IRS wanted to go ahead and tax that. Now, whether or not that's gone through, I don't think it has yet, but that's a proposal. They're always looking for money. And now the other thing is that there's part of this had to be paid back, and you had to use it within a certain time and all of those kind of things. So these are important issues that sometimes you're not getting from your CPA, but that's information that I, through my service with Stride Solutions, help people with. So I'm very, very saddened to see this Pennsylvania business owner being forced to pay back that PPP loan because the bank was overextended. That's crazy. But I've got a link for that. Let's move on to the next one. All right, I think I'll leave you with this one today from the SBA, the Small Business Administration website. Program PPP milestone. We were just talking about that. In less than 2 months, 1 million borrowers apply for direct forgiveness through the agency's PPP portal. And, what's interesting is A lot of people don't necessarily do it directly. They work with an advisor that does that. And I have an entire team of advisors and lawyers and attorneys that help me to help you through Stride Solutions. Not trying to change the subject here a little bit, but it all kind of goes together. So this article, you'll get a link on this one. The U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA, reached a major milestone today as its Paycheck Protection Program, Direct Borrower Forgiveness portal, recorded its 1 millionth PPP loan forgiveness application for borrowers seeking forgiveness for loans of $150,000 or less. We are committed to delivering against the promise of forgiveness of our eligible PPP borrowers. Our innovative direct forgiveness portal is helping our PPP borrowers get back to doing what they do best, creating jobs and empowering our nation's economy. That was said by the SBA Administrator Isabella Casillas Guzman. All right, well, that's it for today. I've got the link to a blog that will give you all of these other links with titles, so you can go ahead, if it's something that you're interested in, go ahead and just click the link. It saves you time for having to go through all of these. And if you have questions, if you have things that you want me to do a little research on and bring to you in our future sessions here together, just let me know. You can use the contact form at the page of the blog. So here's that address to get to the blog. All right, the name of that blog address is askbusinessconsulting.blogspot.com. askbusinessconsulting.blogspot.com. And then just do a quick search for articles and look for business briefs for advocacy and awareness. And as you do so, you'll get all of the articles listed, and just take a look at the most current. All right, make it a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.